kind of get their feet under them. But like we talked about through the week, this is 8-end games because this is a club curling championship. It's not competitive. These teams all play under the 4-rock rule, and so it shortens the game by 2 ends. So we're seeing a lot more teams are going for it right off the notch. Right away, we're seeing center guards, we're seeing rocks in play, both in the ladies and men's games. And for everybody who's watching this on the Bell and the live stream, you're seeing some good entertaining curling right away. And we've seen this both in the men's and ladies play. So with 2 rocks in, the Northern Ontario team missed the takeout, not by much, just a whisker. So now we see Team Northwest Territories with a chance to cap that off and lay 2. They're going to be applying the pressure right away.
And Northwest Territories record 4-1. They won 5-3 over Nunavik, beat BC 9-7. Exciting win over Alberta 6-5. Defeated Saskatchewan 7-4, and today, you gotta love curling, Joe. The winless Quebec team came to play and was making great shots and knocked off Northern Territories 7-5.
Yeah, well, in this game, I'm not saying the girls did, but you can't take anybody lightly, and all these teams can make shots. And we've seen Quebec play. They've been on the wrong side of the inch a few times, and they've had some good close games. So yeah, they letting everybody know that they're to be noted.
Yeah, and the Quebec girls were some happy with that win because they had a rough week.
And nice to come to this and go home with at least a win. I noticed in both ladies A and B pools, there's not a team that is going home with a goose egg beside the name, so good on them. Everybody likes to come away with at least one victory.
And that's a good segue into, I'll give the folks at home the standings. Pool A, Territories 4-1, Alberta 4-1, Saskatchewan and British Columbia both 3-2. Northern Ontario 2-3, Quebec 1-4, and Nunavik 1-5. In Pool B, Nova Scotia and Manitoba 4-1, Ontario, Newfoundland, Labrador 3-2, New Brunswick 2-3, Prince Edward Island 1-4, Yukon 1-5. So a lot can happen. Top team gets a bye to the semis tomorrow night at 6:30. Second and third crossover for a quarterfinal match at 1:30. Tiebreakers will be at 8:30. And Joe and I were looking at the standings, and there's a lot of moving parts here tonight, Joe, yeah, that can change the.
1, 2, 3. Actually, in the earlier draw on the men's, there was 4 of the 6 sheets that came into play to affect the standings. Tonight, all 6 sheets can throw a wrench into the works for us. So the men got through without any tiebreakers. We'll just have to sit back and see what happens here. All will be told by the end of the evening.
And like I was saying, we had Sean on this afternoon. Sean Ingersoll, who's the chairman of this event, is also the president of the curling club. It's going to be like a curling hangover next week when all these teams are gone. And like tonight, the buzz of activity up here downstairs is full. James Mullinger is going to be performing for the teams later on tonight. And James, have you ever heard James before?
Oh yeah, I saw James at the Hubcap Comedy Festival last year.
And
really enjoyed him, and he came here to the Vogue Theatre to do a performance. I didn't get to that, but I had just seen him about 3 weeks before. So yeah, very entertaining gentleman, formerly from Britain, and now trying to call himself St. Johnner. So
well, he's in the Kingston Peninsula, I think. So.
Okay.
He's in the peninsula, but he's in the area.
Area code. He's in the
area code, that's for sure. So Here's McCool with the shot. Splits them. No, that wasn't McCool.
Yeah,
see, I can't tell with the girls' hair. They cover up their names.
Yeah, she plays lead in that squad, so she threw the first two. So took out her own. Right now, we see that the Territories has a chance to lie two. They're trying to get a second guard on that rock and top 4 foot.
And these games are 8 ends in length. We will be taking a 5-minute break after the 4th for the girls to regroup and get some refreshments and get ready for the last half.
And as the night goes on, we'll try to keep you abreast of what's going on the rest of the sheets. I know people that are watching from home, they may not be interested in the games that we are centering on, but we'll try to keep you abreast if you have a team that's in the competition, just to let you know how everything's going for them, and see if we can make the playoff picture a little clearer for you by the end of the night.
Well, the Ontario is playing Manitoba in our other feature sheet, and Manitoba is playing with 3 players. As their skip was playing today, had a dizzy head, faint, and ended up taking her to the hospital. She had a heartbeat rate of 170.
Okay.
And she was having high blood pressure and everything else. So they got her to the hospital and got her all checked out. She's resting comfortably. I think she's back at the hotel. I know she's still in the hospital. So hopefully they have to. I was talking to the parent and the husband, and she seems to be resting comfortably now, and she wants to be hopefully ready for tomorrow. But the most important thing is obviously her health.
Absolutely.
And if they have to play with 3, what happens when you play with 3 is the first and second play 3 stones.
Yes. Now in this here, if they would be able to pick up a spare, but a hard thing to do to take a curler on that you don't know. Some of the teams have showed up with 5 curlers.
Yeah.
But a hard thing to do to take up a spare, someone you've never seen throw a rock before, and they're probably a lot more comfortable just playing it on their own. And hopefully the skip will be back tomorrow, because it does look like Manitoba has a great shot at getting through. They have to win tonight just because of the way their pool is set up, but our best wishes go to the Manitoba Skip.
Yes, for sure.
So Team Northwest Territories is lying 2. They have one hidden around the corner guard. She's trying to kind of cap that one up. You see the girls on and off it. She doesn't really want to be shot rock, just something up in front, and she's definitely completed the task. She's cut off a lot more of the 4 foot there, and but Kathy still has a chance here to make a double maybe, and sit and lay one. She just has to hit that just a little bit off the nose on the center line side, Keith. So they're looking for the skipper to kind of pull them out.
There's her first shot. Like I said, Northern Ontario had a record of 2 and 3. They lost their first game to BC 9-7, defeated Nunavik 12-0, and won over Quebec 11-3 before losing 2 close ones, 4-3 to Saskatchewan and 5-4 to Alberta. So
they've been in
they
tight.
could have. Oh yeah, they could easily be a 4-1.
Yeah. Wrong side of the inch for sure. So the girls are working that over well. It has to curl up a little bit more. Yeah, a nice throw. Actually, I think she may be laying 2 after that.
It's very tight.
I think the back one. I think she's 1 and 3, but boy, that was close to a 5-pointer there for sure. That was a nice toss.
Yeah.
And that makes the whole team feel a little better about what's going on. Northwest Territories going to have to be a little careful here. They don't want to run that straight back and allow Northern Ontario to lay 2. So Sarah's going to have to be a little careful with this stone. she'd like to try and get just a little inside roll in front of that back rock. Shows you how much a nice rock can turn around an end. Looked like a chance at a steal or 2 or 3, and with that lovely double, she may have a chance for a deuce on her own. So. Girls are working that well. Nice throw and stone. She's got the hit and
sweeping.
Yeah, a nice roll. And I don't think that she can cross that enough to get a double, but it's definitely there for her to get one. So we may see a measure on that back rock because it is fairly close. Taking a little gander at the overhead, and if she could ever get close to the nose of this, and she may with the amount of swing that we're seeing here, she could have a chance at a second double for a second deuce. So. We're probably going to look at a bit of board weight takers here. Give the rock enough chance to curl and cross the line and get closer, as close as you can to the nose. The movement in the ice is certainly there. So the girls are working this hard. She doesn't want to give up a steal or 2. And if they can get that by, you're going to see them get up off it right away. Oh, no, a little tight. And steal of 1 for sure. Maybe a double steal, we'll see. Like I say, we might see a measure on those 2. So they've decided, we'll just wait till we see the points come up. Well curled in by Team Northwest Territories, and they truly did have a chance to come out of it. Skipped through a pistol on her first, and just got caught on the guard in the second. Just a touch more ice. She was really running for the deuce.
This is Strader.
So we just, if you might have heard a little roar in the background, PEI skip made a little in-off shot out in the weeds. She was probably facing about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And,
Nova Scotia.
Yeah, and against Nova Scotia, and now she's laying 1. So big shot by Team PEI, and the end's not over yet, but that was quite a brick.
Yeah.
On our sheet, it was a steal of 2 for Northwest Territories. So as we go across the sheets, Northwest Territories are up 2-0, and Northern Ontario has a hammer. 0-0 still between BC and Alberta. Alberta carries the hammer through the second end. On sheet D, it's still 0-0 with Saskatchewan and Quebec. On sheet E, haven't finished the end yet. And on sheet F, it's 1-0 for Team Newfoundland. New Brunswick has the hammer. They just haven't posted the score yet on sheet E. The end is over. And yeah, there was quite a clamor coming up behind us here, because great shot by the skip from the island. And the team from Nova Scotia is throwing their last. Still has a chance to get a nice count in the end, but it really has to curl. And all right. So we see a steal of 1 on sheet.
Steal of 1.
They're looking it over. Yeah, steal of 1. So there. She ain't over till it's over.
This foursome from Northwest Territories, Strader and Jokela, have played on the same team for over 6 years. This is Strader's 3rd appearance. First as a skip. at the national championship. That in 2014, Strader, correct? I'm saying that correctly?
Stroder.
What is it?
Stroder.
Stroder?
Yeah.
It's not Strader.
Yeah. Well, it's an O instead of an A.
So it's Stroder.
Yeah.
Okay. I always think you're saying it one way, it's the other way.
Okay.
She played second to Sharon Cormier in Halifax, lost in the semis. She returned to the Travelers in 2016 as a third and finished with a 2-4 record, missing the playoffs in Kelowna. So she's not a stranger to the Nationals. Yes.
Yeah, no rookie. And all these ladies and men who are out here playing, it's just such a great event. It's brought a chance to play some competitive curling and keep the fun in it where it's still out of the club. You have to be a club team. You have to qualify from your club out of a club league to play in the provincial playdowns to get into this. So I think it's a real bone for curling. Nothing but good I see out of this year Travelers competition. And Keith, I think you have all the sponsors there. We haven't given a shout out to all our sponsors.
We have to give a shout out to the sponsors for sure. The City of Miramichi, the Province of New Brunswick, Pizza Light, Curling NB, Subway, Tim Hortons, Jet Ice, obviously our presenting sponsor, Travelers Canada, Towns Auto, Ford, Chrysler, and Mazda.
Yeah.
They have been a great help, obviously with all the vans driving the teams to and fro, not only from the hotels but to downtown. You know, there's some good shoe stores in the area.
Drivers at their beck and call.
Drivers at their beck and call. So yeah, just a great support from the local sponsorship here today. For lunch, Subway had all their sandwiches and soups for the athletes as they came off the ice. The first day, Pizza Light was here, bringing in their tasty treats. So a big thank you has to go out to our sponsors for helping to make this event a success. And from all indications I heard, Joe, I think we're getting very positive reviews, not only from the folks here, but for you folks listening and watching our broadcast. We thank you for tuning in to cheer on your teams, and I know all the girls, the ladies appreciate the support from their curling clubs, their family and friends who are tuning in to watch them compete at this 2018 National Championship. It means a lot to them.
Chance to be a rock star for a week.
Yeah.
And wear your
the colors.
Wear your provincial or territory colors. It's looked so nice each and every draw to see them out in the team jackets for and so recognizable for most of us that have seen a Briar or a Scotties, and just wonderful to see out here. So this end is. Northern Ontario did have a counter, got a little unfortunate on that one, tried to play a run back onto the Northwest Territories rink and a little full in the shot and drove the rock back onto their own, their second shot counter. So now Territories are laying 4 and a chance to cap off the 4 and 8 foot rock, put a little bit more pressure on Northern Ontario. After that loss this afternoon, I guess the girls from the Great White North mean business this evening.
Well, I think they should feel right at home here with our -19 wind chill factor that we are fortunate to have. When I woke up this morning, it was a nice sunny day, and when I walked outside, the snow was squeaking.
Yeah. Little crunch in the
when it's making that sort of sound, you know it's cold.
Yeah. I tell my son, he's always bragging about the drop in temperature out in Winnipeg, but I keep throwing back at him, it's a dry cold.
It's a dry, that's, yeah.
There
is a difference because I'm from St. John and the wind off the bay
Yeah.
It's damp and it goes like right to my knees and my shoulder.
Yeah, but he tells me that minus 55 is still minus, and he says there's no moisture at minus 55. So. So the girls try to open that up a little bit. They got rid of 3 of the little red stones off that, so trying to get themselves a way in. And of course, Territories Rink will try and shut that down again. Yeah, the place is still buzzing over that shot made over on sheet A with the PEI skip facing about 6 or 7 there and making the hit in the outside rock and sliding in up stealing 1. So
well, the PEI ladies were down 7-1 to Ontario this afternoon after 4 ends. Had the hammer. They scored a couple.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, 7-3, good for you, good for you. Then they end up stealing. They tied the game up in the 8th.
Oh.
Went to extra ends and won it.
Oh my gosh.
On a measurement.
Oh.
And so 8-7, the Ontario rink, without questions, with the looks on their faces, like we can't, like there was a few shots missing, but the PEI ladies were making shots, sweeping great, calling a great game. There's just going to rub off that guard. And so they came off the ice, hugs and kisses and high fives, and they were getting interviews, and so they just had a blast.
Yeah, that was the first win for PEI.
Yeah, and they had a lot of. They had 2 or 3 close games.
Yeah.
2 points either way, and but boy, they were some, and I guess a little bit of that good luck is carrying on into this game.
Yeah. Good or lucky, or just good and lucky, eh?
Yeah. What did they say? I'd rather be lucky than be good?
Yeah.
Here we are, our game 2-0 Northwest Territories over Northern Ontario. Northern Ontario has the hammer here in the 2nd end.
So they're trying to open it up, give themselves a shot later in the end with all that granite out front. They need to give the skip away to get in somehow, so open it up a bit now, trying to make Sarah fill that gap again. She looks like she's going to try and throw another guard, fill the hole.
Sarah, I talked to her before the game and congratulated her on that victory there that we broadcast against Alberta. And a very humble girl, and I said, you played great out there. And she goes, yes. She goes, but I was like a duck. She goes, I look very calm on the surface, but I'm flapping my feet like crazy underneath the water. So I gave her a nickname of Ducky now. So she laughs. I say, hey, Ducky, are you ready for this one? She goes, yeah, I'm ready for this one.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Great analogy there.
Yeah.
I seen me flap my feet a little bit like a duck when I didn't have a balance coming out of a hack a few times.
This is her first shot of the 2nd end.
And the call is to guard.
I'm going to plug the hole up a bit.
Yeah, it looks like it's overcurrent a little bit, so the girls might want to just bring this straight in. Yeah, a little tight and a little long. And they left it up. Did they leave it high? Yeah, they left it up high enough. It makes it for a tough double. And it's partly buried. Kathy's got a decision to make here. She can hit the open rock and try and roll under, or she can try and hit the 2nd shot. It looks like she's playing the open rock. Probably the better call. She can hit that and get a little turn underneath. The other side of the 4-foot, give herself a chance at a pair. So Dad's getting ready to make a play on shot stone.
Northwest Territories sitting 3.
Yeah, they've been putting the pressure on Team Northern Ontario so far this game. And a well-thrown rock, trying to get that little kick inside. Didn't get the kick, but she's laying shot after the shot. Nice try, did not miss that, I'm telling you, by more than maybe half an inch. So, because the rocks and the rings here are the ice is fast and the rocks are very live. You're getting lots of big rolls from one side of the sheet to the other.
Here's the last shot of the second end for the Territories.
Yeah, Sarah's going to try and lay 3 again. Sarah probably might not mind if she happens to hit this and roll right out. And that looks like the result. Looks like she's going to roll right through. And now Kathy has a decision to make. And looks like she's going to play the draw.
I mean, good end for Territories to hold. I mean, potentially Northern Ontario to 1. So you've done your job as a team when you don't have the hammer.
Yes.
And try to have the opportunity. And we've seen a lot of these today. Well, this week with skip with last shot facing. Sometimes it gets a little lighter, a little heavy.
Yeah. If you're not comfortable in the draw weight, it's some easy to either pull the string a little bit or give it that little push. Now she's coming back down. The girls are talking about it again.
Well, it looks different when you get way down that other end.
Yeah.
And about to get in the hack, you go, well,
yeah.
I don't know if I want that shot now.
Yeah,
so
I'm not sure.
It's been changed.
I'm not sure what the call is here, whether she's trying to play the top stone or the stone at the back of the rings. We always say, whatever you call, make it. And so I guess she's decided on it now. It looks like she's going to try and play a soft weight rock on the top shot rock and maybe get a little roll back into the 4-foot. So the girls have to watch this, watch it when it starts to go.
Final shot.
Yeah, they want to hit probably around 2/3 of this here and get a little roll into the 4-foot. And it looks like mission accomplished.
Yeah, yes, good shot. She gets her point. Yeah, but Northwest Territories holds them to a single, and now they have the hammer coming into 3.
Yeah, first time for them to have the hammer this game, and you look at that as a little bit of a victory, getting the hammer back and being up a point.
2018 Travelers Club Championships here in Miramichi, New Brunswick at the Miramichi Curling Club. My name is Keith Rains, joined in the booth tonight by Joe Hawks, longtime curler, sports fan.
We're finished 2 ends of play pretty much across the sheets. So over on sheet F, Newfoundland has stolen 2 and they're up 3-0 on New Brunswick. We have a second end blank on sheet E, and that leaves Team Ontario up 2-0 over Team Manitoba, and Team Manitoba with the hammer. On sheet D, it's still 0-0. Team Quebec and Team Saskatchewan. We have a 0-0 score with BC and Alberta on sheet C. So Everybody's playing it as close to the vest as they can. On our sheet, of course, 2-1 Northern Ontario and Northwest Territories. Northwest Territories leading, and on the far sheet, it's 2-1 for Nova Scotia over Prince Edward Island, and the island now has the hammer. Yeah, so we're going to try to keep you in the loop the whole game if we can, so you'll know how your team is doing.
Joe, you're good like that.
Well, I know if I was home and watching our streaming, and the team I was rooting for wasn't being featured, and you're wondering how they're doing, I know you can follow the live scoring through the site.
Patrick's doing a great job down there with the live scoring.
Yeah.
He's been here all week just like we have.
Yeah. So yeah, it's we're just trying to keep pretty abreast of what's going on. So you're saying about Team Manitoba missing the skip. So it's not just the experience in the throwing. The sweeping is affected too, because you have one sweeper, and that takes a toll. So many sweeping teams are so used to sweeping in tandem, and then you have to resist the temptation to pop up out of the slide too quick and try and sweep your own rock. So a lot's going on with this here sort of thing when you're playing with just three. Not easy. So we have some rocks in play again, two up front. Team Northwest Territories has one in. There's room, but there's a skinny hole there. And I think she may be either going to try a run back or try and play the hole. Looks like she's going to go through the hole.
Now here's a little food for thought to you. I get these nuggets in my head every now and then. I got to get it out or I'll forget it. I was sort of surprised that we never had a company, and it would be their call, to come up to do sportswear with the logos of the championships on it. Like hats and shirts and hoodies and Earth to Joe.
There you go. I'm listening.
No, well, what I said, because the technology nowadays is people don't want to get tied up with clothing items. But what you do is you have transfers.
Oh yeah.
And when someone picks out, I want a hoodie, and then they put the transfer on it on the chest, or have a little memento of the event. You get 28 teams here. I'm sure. Well, I would like to have a little souvenir on. Or are the adults aren't into that market?
Well, what I'd say about some of that is each one of these players gets 2 shirts.
Oh, okay, there you go.
And a jacket with provincial colors on it, and with their name on those.
Okay.
And blazing proudly across, and believe me, that's a big thing.
That is.
To wear your provincial colors. Lots of us have chased those over the years. Not everybody gets one, right? So that's a fairly big thing. And one of the local photographers has done a lovely job. He's taken very professional team pictures.
What's his first name?
Jordan Pinder.
Yeah, Pinder.
Jordan, who has played as the mate for the Jamie Murphy team out of Nova Scotia for years, and has been to Four Briars to represent Nova Scotia. He's moved with his family back home to Miramichi and plays in New Brunswick now. So, but Jordan is a professional photographer, and he's done some very, very nice pictures of all the teams, and done a composite picture of the entire group for the teams. And really, really spectacular stuff, and great mementos for these teams to take.
So they have swag, in other words.
Absolutely.
They've got swag.
They've got swag.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because like I said, and you mentioned on it, is for a lot of these players, it's the first time they ever been to a national.
Yeah.
right? So it's nice that they've always will have those to wear proudly in their club or wherever they're at, that they have been to a national championship.
I think those lovely jackets and stuff get tucked away in the closet, and they're pulled out for very special occasions.
Yeah.
So now in our game, see that Northwest Territories isn't taking the foot off the pedal. They've got 1 around 2 guards. It's just in top 12, and it's a great chance for Northern Ontario, who's trying to steal this in, to come right around the whole works. There's lots of movement in these sheets, and so there's lots of chance with the right weight and line to tuck something right behind the whole works. And you always feel a little better when you see the girls with their brushes down working, trying to move that locker along, and you get more curl out of it that way too. So great sweep by the girls. They started right when she let it go, trying to get some finish out of it, and buried a little bit of it. And any attempt at this, if they do hit it, they'll roll out in the wide open. So Lana Jensen's going to try and take this out. She's probably going to play it just a good weight. She wants to stick around and lay 2 on this. And the girls are on it right away. A little tight on the throw, so we're going to open up the front a little bit here. And now that the lane shot's done, we're going to see Northern Ontario try to consolidate things a little bit. Guard what they have, try and get back into the game.
So if we have tiebreakers, which there's potential there, isn't there, Joe?
Yes, there is.
They will be going tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. I know our camera crew was very excited at that possibility.
Yeah.
They were very happy with what the men did.
Yes.
That there was no tiebreakers, and we were talking in between draws, and I said, "Well, don't get too excited because quite a quagmire in the ladies." Pools.
Yeah, this song isn't over yet.
Yeah, so 8:30 tomorrow if there is tiebreakers.
Yeah. And
then quarterfinals get underway at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon, so there is a little break there. And then the championship semis get underway at 6:30 tomorrow night here at the Miramichi Curling Club. And on Saturday is the bronze and gold medal games, and they'll be underway at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. And the reason for that is they have a victory celebration immediately following that, and then it gives time for teams who are flying out of Moncton there to get on their flights on Saturday evening. And then some others are leaving on Sunday.
So that's the whole rundown. That's the rest of the week. And I know, like you were saying, absolutely a quagmire here, because every game out here, all 6 sheets are going to affect the standings tonight. So. And we will be keeping you up to date on to what's going on once everybody's finished their third end. We'll go across and get the scores.
Here's the first shot for Skip Jackson in this third end. 2-1 Territories.
Yeah, they've got that. They've got one socked in there, but it's just top 8 foot. And with the movement we're seeing on the sheets here, looks like she's going to try and come right around the whole work, see if she can't get something top 4, top button, and apply a little pressure. don't want to be long on this. You'd hate to give the other team 45 pounds of backing, so. So she's probably got that 2/3 berry. She's just on the side of the button, and I think we'll see Sarah Schroeder try to just come down and move that back a little bit. I don't think she's too worried about taking it out because it doesn't, she wants to get over to the nose of that rock as much as she can. She'd like to be right on the face of that rock when she comes in and push it back just a few inches so that she's first shot and has some backing in there, can't be removed herself.
Northern Ontario sitting 2 here.
Yes.
For Skip Stone for Schroeder.
Yeah, she's they're trying to put a little pressure on out there themselves, so Team Northern Ontario. And like you say, they've had really, really tight games, and we have no reason to expect that they won't be in this one all the way. Nice throw. She's around the first 2. Got by the second one, and a little tap. And
what a lovely shot.
Yeah,
great touch.
She couldn't have walked that down and set it there any nicer. Now, unfortunately, we don't let people do that. But,
what?
Yeah, a lovely throw.
How are you going to get people play this sport if you don't allow that?
There you go. There you go.
Couldn't you have like a rule, like a handicap rule, like you're allowed to have 1 rock placed each end?
There you go.
Hey. I mean, they have handicap in golf.
Yeah, we actually used to play sometimes when you only had 3 players. We'd pull a rock out and throw a guard up each end just to make it play 6 rocks. Game would go a little quicker. The guys wouldn't be out there shooting as long. You'd notice that it can get a little cool out there, so it wouldn't be too cold, and it just made for a real entertaining game. Every end, each team got to place 1 rock at the first end, usually a center guard or a corner guard. The team without the hammer had to put the rock up first, so you could tuck. If they wanted to put something really tight, you could tuck one right top 4 foot right behind them if you wanted. Right?
You could be onto something there, Joe.
It was just something different, and you know, that's kind of the fun of the game, just doing a few different things and having a bit of fun out here.
Here's Jackson's second shot.
Yeah, she's just trying to cap this off. There's not a lot else she can do on this. That kind of overcurled.
Yeah.
But Sarah's just ignoring it completely. She likes the throw she's had on one side. She's going to try and turn around and do the exact same thing on the other. And for Kathy Jackson, there's no way she could have covered both, and did the right thing by trying to cover the shot that was just thrown.
So here's the final shot for Northwest Territories as they try to get 2 to take a commanding 4-1 lead.
Yeah, the age-old adage curling, get 2 with the hammer, give 1 without. The math works really good.
Final shot, third end. Sweepers are just lightly keeping it clean.
Yeah. Got to watch.
Yeah, they're getting into it now a bit.
Yeah, they got to watch 2 things here. They got to keep it out to get past that yellow rock on top 8 foot, and they have to bring it in enough so that it gets full force. It's really walking over.
It's going to
hit. Never had that. Never had the weight. Nice try. Great line on the shot. If she had had T-line weight, definitely would have got the deuce, but picked up 1. So when we look across here now, we have a finish of the 3 ends, and we'll go over to sheet F where Team New Brunswick picked up 2. So now it's 3-2 New Brunswick and Newfoundland, with Newfoundland carrying the hammer. In sheet E, it's still 2-0 for Team Ontario over Team Manitoba. On sheet D, Saskatchewan is ahead of Quebec 2-0. On sheet C, we see It's 1-0 for Team Alberta against Team BC. On our sheet here, it's 3-1 for Northwest Territories over Team Northern Ontario. And on sheet A, it's all tied up. Team PEI and Team Nova Scotia. And Team Nova Scotia carries the hammer into the fourth end.
And we're coming up to the season of champions here in the curling world. And starting off December 5th to 9th, the Home Hardware Canada Cup will be in Saskatchewan, followed by the World Financial Group Continental Cup down in Las Vegas, January 17th to 20th. And that is followed up January 19th to 27th. The Canadian Juniors, the New Holland Canadian Juniors, will be in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. And then coming back east, the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, the Women's Championship, February 16th to 24th in Sydney, Nova Scotia. And the Granddaddy, Tim Hortons Briar, March 2nd to 10th in Brandon, Manitoba. And finished off with the 2019 World Men's Curling Championship, March 30th to April 7th in Lethbridge, Alberta. So, Joseph, I understand that you have your tickets to the Briar.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to Brandon.
Who's all heading out there with you?
My wife Claire and her sister Marie and a good friend of ours, Darlene O'Donnell. We went to see the Briar in St. John's together, and I get to be chauffeur and baggage carrier, and I fill multiple tasks on that trip. I may be bartender too in the evenings, and had a lot of fun on the rock. Couldn't have been treated any better. Amazing the amount of talent that you see in Newfoundland. Go to George Street, all the little bars, they have all kinds of live entertainment, and it's lively live entertainment. We just had a blast. Great food, folks, and fun. It was something else. And we're not really expecting anything different from Brandon.
I know they'll put on a great show.
Yeah, it's a small city to host a bar, about 50,000 people in Brandon. And not about an hour and a half or so, and 40 minutes from Winnipeg, and yeah, something really to look forward to. So in our featured game, we have a rock out front, corner guard out front, and two in the house for the territories, and a nice little tap back by Team Northern Ontario. They settled that rock in really nicely. Very, very hard to get rid of, so Sarah Schroeder decided that she's going to just come around the whole works. So games are slipping by. We're into that fourth end, coming up to the fourth end break. Teams BC and Alberta are already off. With a low-scoring game like that, the games usually move along a little quicker, and they're pretty close to about a half an end ahead of everybody else out here. Lots of stuff out front here now, and Kathy's decided that she'd like to go around the whole works. The girls have got the brushes down. They're not starting to work a little harder. And a little touch there on the guard, left the rock open, and I'm pretty sure you'll see the territories take that rock out of play. It's all about controlling the front of the house, and seems to be a lot of red out in front of that house. You might want to be under the umbrella, but in curling you want to be a little bit over the umbrella.
Yeah.
You want to rain down on the umbrella, I guess.
Savoy. Savoy? Savoy?
OIE. Savoy. might be Savoy and St. John, but on the North Shore, she's Savoie.
Savoie. I got a feeling I might have called the goaltender in Moncton Savoy. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay. Well,
I got out of town, all right. So.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I've seen it spelled both ways, and I've seen it pronounced both ways. So
I didn't have anyone come up running up to the booths and correcting me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Like I say, I've seen it pronounced both ways. So you're probably okay.
One out of there.
Yeah, the girls.
And expose the other one.
Yeah, trying to make the double. And a good situation for them, really, because those two frozen rocks up top, they can tap that at any time. So, and there's nothing the territories can do about it. And it'll be there all in for them unless you disturb that. And you can see where it's the lineup is straight across the button. So that's always going to be there this end for Northern Ontario. Of course, they would love to get one in there first, because they are trying to run for a deuce here. So that one's exposed at the back four, and looks like the girls are either going to try and come through it or maybe just push it back a little bit. It'd be nice for them just to sit dead on top of it. And if they do come in on it, they dearly love to cross it just to make it that much harder to get rid of. Nice weight on this. And we know there's lots of curl here, so
tap up to it.
Yeah.
Counting shot now.
Counting shot. Would like to see that come up just a hair more, and that would have been the cat's pajamas for them. So left the rock exposed, and a chance for the territories to get across the face. Great try, just had a curl an inch more. So box on the way for Maidstone's coming down for territories. I'd like to see that come up just a bit more. Again, right on the nose. So. Both teams fighting real hard to try and get that little roll inside.
Third time's a charm?
Yeah, well, first one in wins too, right? So there's lots of adages we can put on that, and they're all fairly true, right? On these shots here, both teams don't want to hit it on the high side, but they don't want to roll out, so they're fighting whether to cut the weight, cut the ice. They seem to be throwing the same weight, so they're allowing it for the skip to change the shot.
There's the roll. There it is.
The little flip we were looking for, right?
Good shot. Good sweeping.
A great shot.
Good read by Jackson.
Yeah, and really, really tough here for the territories. Like I say, that Yellowstone at the top 12 foot can be touched back into the button at pretty much any time.
So what's your schedule tomorrow there, big fella? Are you
for me tomorrow,
join in the booth? Are you on call?
Tomorrow I'm got to work tomorrow, so I have a.
You're going to be an entrepreneur tomorrow.
Yeah, 12-hour day coming up tomorrow. Well, in retail.
Oh, it's Black Friday.
Tomorrow.
What does Black Friday? What's the?
This all started.
The meaning with Black Friday. I know it's a states thing, but why Black? Why do they call it Black Friday?
Well, maybe it's because they're black and blue the way they go after some of the sails, but
yeah, they get beat up.
You
going
can,
down their
you
sails.
can, you can. As a young fella, I worked at Zellers County Fair, and we used to. I remember one time they got
Zellers County Fair.
Zellers County Fair over in Chatham, and they had Cabbage Patch dolls. And they're literally ripping the Cabbage Patch dolls out of each other's carts, and
good neighborly thing.
yeah, the mayhem ensued, right? And I know I was standing at the doorway, open it, trying to let them in, and there were 150 people in here hanging over. So
just a nudge on the front.
got a slight nudge, and they could plant that right in the nose and sit right there. There's a few options for Team Northern Ontario, and it'd be she's looking at that run back now. The only issue now is
timeout.
Yeah, so we have a timeout on our sheet. The issue with playing the run back now is it's going to chip off of that rock that was just pushed over and roll away from the forward foot. And I kind of think I would have played it a little sooner when it was lined up so nicely. But they could probably play it softly and catch the forefoot back here on the right-hand side.
Yep.
And I'd be very tempted to play that. If you can play that, you just your shot rock's in there so solid now.
You want to hit it just on that side. They're pointing to the broom there, where they want to hit it on the red.
Yeah, and you see how we called the fact that it will kiss off that and go to the other side. I myself would want to cross it just a little bit. So if you hit that on the left-hand side looking down at it, just a touch off the nose, have your rock turn to block your shot rock biting the button, and that will wick off and go to the other side of the forefoot. So that to me would be the play. And
we need to get you a telestrator.
Well,
I'll have to put that in the budget for future to say, listen, Joe needs telestrator.
Yeah.
Give it to the folks at home.
Yeah.
Here, going to hit here. It's going to angle here. This one's going to end up over there. It's going to block off this.
Yeah, well, actually, I'll bring my Etch-a-Sketch next time. Hold it in front of the camera. But yeah, if she can just hit that just ever so slightly on the high side, a lot of good things happen for her. She pushes in second shot. She leaves the red rock up top. She's going to touch that other red over a bit, so it would be nice to get something to stay in front of it because she doesn't know how that's going to turn out. It may give Team Northwest Territories a very easy chance just to come down and whack it straight back and shot rock. So it'd be nice to kind of roll in front of it. So we'll see what happens. Definitely she wants to get a second shot in there, so she'd love to get a second point. I'm glad to see her bring the broom in because she'll have to throw this just a little firmer to try to get enough action because you're moving a fair bit of granite. You got 90 pounds sitting in front of you there. So what are these straight back chairs doing for your back all week?
Yeah. You guys just spoiled me with these comfy chairs. Does it mean when I can't feel my legs anymore? That's not a good thing, is it, Joe?
Probably not.
Probably not.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah, we need to get a furniture company on side as a sponsorship and have the real comfy chairs here. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh. But our Brian cannot have them down there. He needs to be as uncomfortable as possible. Our producer.
Yeah. Alert.
Alert. He must be alert at all times. Here is the first shot for Jackson.
Yeah.
In this fourth end.
Playing the top. The girls are working it real hard. Like I say, she may not realize she had to hit this fairly firm because you can see that, yeah. She just had T-line weight. She had to almost throw the rock through the rings because she was transferring a fair bit, lose a lot of momentum when you're hitting through stones.
One thing about Sarah, she does waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
She's got everything all analyzed beforehand. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Put the stone there. This is what I'm going to do.
So I think we have a steal on sheet A of PEI. They're now up 3-2 on Team Nova Scotia. Team Nova Scotia seems to be laying a bushel, but Team PEI seems to sneak one in there, and they're staying right in with these girls.
It's like the fox in the chicken coop there.
Yeah. Well, if she's at a summer side, she plays out of the Silver Fox. So I think what she's trying to do here is cap this off and maybe take away that tap, because with the tap being there, there's still a chance for
wow.
Northern Ontario. She can either draw out of the corner here or play the double tap. The tap she played with her last shot is still there.
Just hit that top red rock into those two and
hit it straight into the yellow. Straight into the yellow. It's going to just come into the backside of the four. She's just played it, but she feels a little more comfortable keeping away from that, just trying to come around the edge here. And all she has to do is touch the red and got herself a second point.
And we'll be all tied up.
Well, yeah. 3-1. 3-1. Deuce brings it right back to even Steven. And this game now, the girls have both passed the halfway point in the time. Team Northern Ontario is got a minute and a half off the clock for the second half coming up. And Team Northwest Territories, as quick as it might be, they've got 30 seconds off it. So these girls are going to be a little tight in time after this year end. Everybody else is going back up the other way and through their 5-minute break. So here she comes down. The girls are working it, and they do have to work it because she's going to be some tight to that clump right front. See some great sweep, and the girls are trying to hold it off. I think we're racking, yeah. Yeah, she definitely had the weight to get there, just needed about another 3 inches of ice. So we're going into our fourth end break, 3-2 PEI over Nova Scotia with hammer. 3-2 Northwest Territories over Northern Ontario, and Northwest Territories out of the hammer. We are 1-1 on sheet C, BC and Alberta, and I think Alberta has the hammer there. Saskatchewan is up 3-0 over Quebec. Ontario's up 4-0 on Manitoba, and Newfoundland is up 4-2 on New Brunswick. Sorry. So we'll see you in 5.
We'll take a little break. We'll be right back, folks.
When we win, we celebrate with modesty, with humility. We own our mistakes. When defeated, we concede without shame. Win or lose, we hug with abandon, because we genuinely care about our fellow athletes. Curling doesn't discriminate. The ice doesn't judge. It adapts. It accepts. Curling isn't a book to be judged by its cover. On these sheets, everyone is on the same page. It's what's on the inside that counts. The path to victory isn't always smooth. We use friction as an advantage and adversity as an opportunity. The battle is within ourselves, to improve, to advance. We dream big. We play with heart. We focus on these circles and imagine podiums in far-off places. Curling is what the world needs right now. Connection to one another, one team, one community. Curling is more than a sport. It's a lifestyle, a philosophy, a movement, a belief in self, in kindness, in good health, and in good fun. Supported by a passionate community steeped in tradition and united in pride. In a game of inches, every move counts. Are you ready to make yours? The support of the curling community makes it possible for thousands of kids across Canada to follow their dreams, on and off the ice. Thank you for giving generously. Curling teaches as much about life as it does about sport. Club, team, house, lead, rock. These are the words of our sport, words we embody, powerful words, words that speak to everything we represent: respect, togetherness, strength. Our games begin with a handshake and a kind word. We congratulate our opponents when they make a good shot. We remain silent when they falter. We even call our own fouls. When we win, we celebrate with modesty, with humility. We own our mistakes. When defeated, we concede without shame. Win or lose, we hug with abandon, because we genuinely care about our fellow athletes. Curling doesn't discriminate. The ice doesn't judge. It adapts. It accepts. Curling isn't a book to be judged by its cover. On these sheets, everyone is on the same page. It's what's on the inside that counts. The path to victory isn't always smooth. We use friction as an advantage and adversity as an opportunity. The battle is within ourselves, to improve, to advance. We dream big. We play with heart. We focus on these circles and imagine podiums in far-off places. Curling is what the world needs right now. Connection to one another, one team, one community. Curling is more than a sport. It's a lifestyle, a philosophy, a movement, a belief in self, in kindness, in good health, and in good fun. Supported by a passionate community steeped in tradition and united in pride. In a game of inches, every move counts. Are you ready to make yours? The support of the curling community makes it possible for thousands of kids across Canada to follow their dreams, on and off the ice. Thank you for giving generously. Curling teaches
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2018 Travelers Curling Club Championship from Miramichi, New Brunswick, at the Miramichi Curling Club. My name is Keith Rains. Jim Hawks is with us in the booth, and we are into the fifth end of Northern Ontario taking on the Northwest Territories. 3-2 for the Territories. They have the hammer. Territories scored 2 in the first, and one Northern Ontario scored 1 in the second. Territories came back with 1 in the third, and Ontario scored 1 in the fourth for a 3-2 score. Entering play, West Territories had a record of 4-1, and Northern Ontario were 2-3. Jokla, nice shot, getting that right into the house, right over, almost on the button. Cool shot going, sweepers are on it, coming in right to left, wants to get in behind that guard. by the guard, and she's into the top of the 12. Good shot for Michelle.
And Michelle McCool is cool on that one.
She married a McCool. So I said to her, I said, did the name have everything to do with it? And she laughed. She laughed.
Probably not the first time she heard that one.
I said, well, geez, I mean, the guy had to be good. His name was McCool.
Yeah.
And the girls are from
Yeah.
Fort Francis Curling Club.
Yeah. And Yellowknife for the Territories team.
Going to give you a quick update on the final standings for the men in Pool A. Nova Scotia 5-1, Manitoba 5-1, Quebec. So Nova Scotia gets first place. I guess they defeated Manitoba.
Yeah, they won in that very last game, so they take first by virtue of the record between the two teams.
Quebec 4-2, Alberta 3-3, Yukon 2-4, Prince Edward Island 2-4, and Nunavut 0-6. So the top three: Nova Scotia, Manitoba, and Quebec. And Quebec and Alberta played an extra end. They played against each other in the last draw, which was fitting.
Yes.
And it went an extra end and Quebec pulled it out.
Yeah, in fact, Quebec in that game stole the 8th end to tie, and then stole the 9th end for the win. So tough on the boys from Alberta, but that's how she happens sometimes.
In Pool B, British Columbia perfect at 6-0, followed by Saskatchewan at 5-1. Saskatchewan former champions in 2014. Ontario 4-2. Northern Ontario 3-3, New Brunswick 2-4, Newfoundland and Labrador 1-5, Northwest Territories 0-6. And look at that Northern Ontario game. First game they played against each other.
Yeah.
Northern Ontario up 7-4 last end.
Ooh.
Lost 8-7.
Tough pill to swallow there.
Ontario scored 4 in the 8th. And if that had been different, Northern Ontario been going to the show.
Yeah. You don't see that very often in the game of curling, and especially at something like this. So when it does happen for you, it's great. When it happens against you, it's tough.
Finds the hole all right. Looking for a little,
Little flip
back,
to the inside.
Yeah. I think they're still counting 1-2 though.
Yeah, but again, they're under the umbrella, and that's not the place to be here.
Not on the pro side.
Not on the pro side. Yep. It's seems like a simple thing, but everything that comes down and comes to it is going to count it. So, and I think the girls are actually making a play on this here, trying to get a hit. And if
they got great backing there.
Yeah, if they can get across the face of the rock they're playing at, they might be able to get both yellows gone. But yeah, right across the top, actually.
Now she is shy.
Yeah, I think they're one for sure.
Yeah, I think Ontario's 2, Northern Ontario's 2.
Yeah, so they're just trying to play the patient game. They're going to try and come back around that front through the hole, and first one that can get one up in the top of that 4-foot, first one in wins. So it's and there's a ton of stuff back there, so you can get something on something in the right spot. It's going to take 2 shots to get it out. So we see the indication, just something a little bit back line. So it looks like she's going to try and come around the outside edge of that yellow stone, just biting the top of the rings, and chip hers over into the house enough to rub the yellow rock behind it and lay 2. So it looks like it's already crossed the yellow stone. So now we're trying to flip the switch over to good old plan B here.
Got to have a plan B.
Yeah, always got to have a plan B. And
taps that up.
Plan B worked out.
Plan B is
laying 1 and 2, and all smiles by the other gals, and no one's gonna even pretend that there was any other call. So they've looked at either raising the yellow back or the red straight back. And in this situation, Red Rock might be better to raise back, but it's the opponent's stone, and you really have to watch this, because if you cross it just a touch, you may just drive it back and kill your own back one in the back of the forefoot. So, but if you can hit it just crossing the face of rock that was just tapped up, you might be able to get rid of a whole bunch of red ones. So,
question, Joe. Ready for this one?
Go ahead.
What happened if you have 3 teams that qualify, but they're all 4 and 2?
Okay, so you have 3 teams that qualify, they're all 4 and 2. First of all, we go to the record of the teams, right?
Okay.
And if we go to the record of teams and one team has beaten both teams, they go through at the top team. And if one of the other teams has, there was the cross face, and by raising in the red rock, they've actually allowed red to lay 4. We kind of just talked about that, and they've hooked those top 2 yellows, so they're of no use to her now. And so she does have a yellow rock on the right hand side she can drive back. So getting back to our 3 teams at 4 and 2.
Yes.
And then in that scenario, if one team beats both the other 2, it's quite easy. That team goes through first.
Okay.
Okay. Now they have the draws to the button that they've done at the first of the week, and that would take the next precedence. If, say, A beats B, B beats C, and C beats A, you're no further ahead, so they would go directly to the draw of the button. And whichever team did the best in the draw of the button at the first of the week, they would take first place.
Okay. So they wouldn't use points for and against?
No, because some games finish early and some are blowouts, and that's not really a fair determiner.
Okay.
So Kuro Canada has come up with this system, and that's what they use. So we could end up with that scenario tonight.
Okay, so let's just, so you take the 3 teams 4 and 2, one team's 2 and 0, they're in first. Now, wouldn't it make sense if the other 2 teams say, well, who won between those 2 teams?
Yeah, and that's what you do. In our scenario here, if Ontario beats Manitoba, PEI beats Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland wins, then we have 4 teams at 4 and 2.
I didn't want to get into that one just yet. That was my. How about the 4 teams?
Yeah.
Would you have to have a tiebreak then?
You probably would end up with a tiebreaker for sure, because you are qualifying 3 teams and they all have the same record.
Yeah.
It would be you would sift through the stuff and see the best 2 records. In that scenario, at least one of the teams would have, if that scenario did come true, Nova Scotia would go right through, because Nova Scotia would have lost Team Quebec and Team PEI and beaten the other 3 teams. So first place is decided.
They beat all the teams in the playoffs.
They beat all the teams in the playoffs. So they would go through first. And then it would come down to the record of the other teams. And whoever had the second best record, and if it was, again, in that scenario where you have A beating B, B beating C, then it would go down again to your draw to the button.
And it looks like Newfoundland are on their way to a 4 and 2 record. They're up 6-2 now over New Brunswick.
Yes, and 4 and 2, that will at least get you into a tiebreaker in this for sure. If Ontario wins and it looks like Ontario's going to beat Manitoba. They're up 7-0. So that makes those 3 teams all 4-2. So it just comes down to our sheet way over on the right, sheet A. Team Nova Scotia taking on Team PEI, and Team PEI is putting the wood to these girls, and they're laying 2. And is this? Yeah, it's last shot for Team Nova Scotia, so they got to get a counter in there. You're going to see them down 5-3 to the island. So yeah, it looks like we may have 4 teams at 4-2. So you would see a tiebreaker in that. They'd be easily able to figure out number 1. You'd see Nova Scotia up top, and you have a sheet there with most of the games, so we could kind of take our time here through through this evening to figure out in that scenario where everybody would lie.
Wow.
If you have your sheet here with the scores through it, I'll take a little look at it for you, because it just involves 4 teams. So Manitoba beat.
First shot for Skip. Northwest Territories here in the 5th. That just touches the top, but fills in that hole.
So she's got them facing 3.
Her last shot.
Yeah. Really has to get something socked in here. So I just by taking a very quick look at this, Ontario looks like they're going to beat Manitoba, and they have beaten Newfoundland. So, oh no, they're losing to. So Ontario beat Newfoundland. They're beating Manitoba. So they would be 0-2 against 2-0 against the other 2 teams. They would be 2nd place. So that would leave team Manitoba playing Team Newfoundland. So
last shot here for Northern Ontario. Facing 3 Northwest Territory stones.
Yeah. And I think they're trying to get in there and cross the face, but it really isn't curling for them. It's hanging big time, so yeah, it didn't work. So it looks like you're going to see
a draw for 4.
Chance of a draw for 4 for the Territories this end.
Even if she's outside of it, she could tick off the Ontario stone and roll in.
Yeah, I think I'd be taking a bit more ace than that. I think she's trying to play like a little bit of a weight nudge shot, but it won't hurt here to. I'd be tempted to put that room right in between the 2 yellow rocks, give myself lots. All you got to do is cross the face of the yellow stone.
Get it out there, let your sweepers bring it in for you.
Absolutely. And you put a little bit more on it, because of course you're getting out there in the very, very wide side of the sheet.
Last shot, 5th end. Northwest Terriers are sitting 3. They're looking for a 4.
And they've curled past the gap already.
Yeah.
They're already on the top yellow. And
she's trying to nudge the. Can she nudge her own rock in there?
Looks like she's playing that top back, but it looks a little light.
Yeah.
So.
Well, a missed opportunity there.
Yeah, 3 points though. The girls will take and put that in the bank. Won't feel too bad being up 6-3. So
PEI steals one.
Yeah, up another, so they're 4-2 on Nova Scotia. And with 5 ends in, Alberta took a deuce, so they're up 3-1 on BC. Quebec took 2, so they're getting back into it with Saskatchewan, down 3-2. Manitoba took a deuce, so it's 7-2 for Team Ontario, and 7-2, 6-2 out in the far sheet with Newfoundland over New Brunswick. So as things stand right now, we're going to see in that pool with Nova Scotia, Manitoba, Ontario, and Newfoundland, a chance to see 4 teams at 2.
So. That's the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I thought Keith was kind of dreaming of sleeping in, but.
Thanks, girls. Thanks a lot. I wanted to stay and watch James Mullinger tonight.
And
that's not happening.
And you could, but you'd probably feel a little less funny in the morning.
It'd be a very quiet broadcast. We'll just get here in time to announce the teams.
Yeah.
We'll let our mics on the ice take over for now. Maybe we could make the girls.
There you go. Take it away.
Take it away, girl.
Get James back. So on our sheet, the Territories being up 6-2 now is trying to draw the play completely into the rings, and Team Northern Ontario has decided to throw up the corner guard. And this game is behind all the other sheets, so we're going to see a little bit of time problems. Yeah, I think you'll see the girls try and pick up their pace a little bit here.
Ready curling.
Yes, ready curling is the call. Usually about 3 minutes an end. The Territories have gotten themselves onto that. Team Northern Ontario is probably about
good minute,
almost a minute under, because they have started this end, and so yeah, the girls are going to have to make sure they get the stone cleared and ready to go when it's their turn to throw. I think they have 2 timeouts, and Northern Ontario's used 1, so. So the girls will try to put that back on top of the 2 reds. Overcurl just a touch, but fairly close.
I talked to some of the teams, and the bodies are starting to ache.
Oh,
Joe,
yeah, for sure.
The bodies are aching. A lot of these girls aren't used to be playing curl all week.
Yeah.
Maybe a weekend.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I mean, Ontario had to play in their play downs and zones to get here this year. But the other girls might have played in a couple of events. But they're typically a weekend. You're not playing.
Well, usually
5 days.
You'd be surprised. I know in the playdowns for the province here, you qualify to your club, and then you go to a bonspiel to qualify for this year, and you can see upwards of 17, 18, 19 teams qualifying and then playing off for the right to go to this. And in our club, you can see anywhere from 8 or so men's teams, and we do a couple of round robins, and top 2 teams play off. So we have playdowns in the club, and then you go off to a provincial playdown with where you're facing off about anywhere from 15 to 18 teams. So it's a fairly big spiel to get through, and so yeah, there's a fair bit of play to this, and of course it means a little more when it works out that way.
Savoie.
Savoie. Oui.
Merci, monsieur.
Yeah.
There it is. Nice shot right on the button.
Right on the beak.
The sweepers thanked her as they didn't have to lay a brush to it.
Yeah.
Gave them a little rest.
So Northern Ontario this end, they're trying to play that patient game. They do have a corner guard up, and so trying to figure out a way to get onto the offense and make it a little tougher for the team from the Northwest Territories.
Time's being used here.
Yeah, talking it over. She had 2 or 3 ideas, and she's come up with just pushing the red rock in the top of the 8-foot back. Nothing wrong with that at all. Way to play offense, pushing the other team's stones into the back of the house. So
that's biting in.
Yeah, that's curling. They really would like to avoid the guard if they could. So they got a couple of corner guards out of the shot. Just over curled a bit and a little underthrown, because you see the split in those 2 rocks. They knocked them about 3.5 feet apart. They would have only moved that rock with a solid hit back to probably the top of the button, and they were trying to probably push it back 8 foot. So we see the girls from the Territories, they decide to come right around the whole works. And coming in nicely now, but the girls are off it, so might be a little bit worried that it's going to go a little too deep. And unfortunately, just a little under the umbrella, but still it's there and has to be dealt with. So we have a final over on sheet F, and 9-2 for Team Newfoundland over Team New Brunswick. So we have our first 4-2 team.
I'll get that score mark down. It was close there for a while. It was 3-0 Newfoundland. New Brunswick came back to make it 3-2. And then Newfoundland went up 4-2, and then they stole 2 to go up 6-2.
And then stole 3.
And then stole 3.
Yeah, you can see nothing but the tail lights after the 3rd end. So now Team Northwest Territories kind of likes the situation. They're just trying to choke things off.
Yeah.
We're moving into the later ends. 2 sheets in the 6th. And
Birders jumped up 6-1.
oh boy, so
over Quebec.
no, they're playing Alberta's playing BC.
BC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unusual. BC's played well.
Yeah. So Team Nova Scotia has a chance to lay 2 here and tie it. There's still 2 rocks to come after this one, but they certainly want to get this into the rings. And we see a nice shot coming in here from
Yeah,
Team
look at
Northern
that.
Ontario.
Beautiful
Yeah,
shot.
little hit and roll. They capped the 2 run backs, but they left the hole open. So. When you're up 6-3, though, you really wouldn't mind giving up a 1, right? So
6-2.
6-2, rather, yeah. 6-3 now with that rock on the button.
You're already counting that one, aren't you?
Yeah, that one.
That's not moving.
Yeah, sorry, that's not going anywhere. What they'd like to do is just throw something in the hole there and make her make something else.
Yeah. Don't mind giving up the 1, then get the hammer back.
Yeah, and the only shot you probably have would be a little run back here on the other side, just something soft. Try and promote that 1 off the rings that's half hidden behind that long red guard, which really isn't in play if you're going to make that tap back. So that was kind of a questionable call because
I thought she'd just fill the hole.
Yeah, she's done nothing to help herself, and actually now all Northern Ontario has to do is just come down and hit that right in the face, and their rock goes sideways, and they leave their own 2 in the forefoot. Don't have to hit it hard. All they got to do is throw a back ring weight, and just come to the nose of that. It'll tick the yellow rock sideways and leave the 2 yellow ones in the forefoot. So she went from really no shot for 2s, now she has a shot for 2. So the Nova Scotia girls had a chance to draw 2, a little hot in the last one, so they take 1, so that leaves PEI up 4-3 after 6. Islanders came to play tonight.
They probably wish the tournament was just getting started.
Yeah, there you go.
Here comes the first stone for Skip Jackson. Through the first, won't get through the second though.
Yeah, I think she made just a little mistake on that one. She wasn't going to get shot. She wasn't going to get a shot that way, second shot, because of the rock over here on the button. And then what she's done now is opened her rock up to a little draw tap. I'm sure Sarah Schroeder's just going to draw in there. She's not going to try and actually play that shot. Like you said, she doesn't mind giving up the 1. That pushing the rock over has made it, the run back is gone now. So there's not much there for Northern Ontario to get a deuce. So now we see Alberta's actually up with another steal of 2. They're up 8-1, so the teams are shaking hands. So we have our second final out there, Team Alberta over Team BC, 8-1. So we were bragging about all the tie games, and that's kind of fallen off a little bit.
It's been a long day,
yeah,
Joe. Long day
for Alvin, right?
Yeah. It's great that you folks could tune in tonight. Watch your club mates, your friends, your family here as they compete in the 2018 Travelers. We got a timeout here. Timeout. Championships, club championships here in the Miramichi Curling Club. And as you said time is running short on the thinking time,
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, now the girls are thinking that they have to overplay that run back. They don't. All they have to do is just hit it pretty much on the nose. They hit that on the nose, both reds go. And I don't mean hitting the yellow, but I mean the one in the house that hit it straight back flush onto it. Both yellows go, both reds go, and you leave 2 yellows in the 4th foot. So it's a good call. There's not much on that other side. She's looking at the one in the center, and all she can do there is take her own out. So nothing good can happen with that rock in the center of the rings. The one on the wings is the only shot she has to get a deuce. So this has to be thrown with a bit of weight. You've got to move a fair bit of rocks out there. And you don't have to throw a screamer, but you do have to throw some weight because you're moving a rock out front and then 3 more in the house. So every time another rock meets another rock, you lose momentum. And she has to hit it right where her broom is. She has to drive that straight back on it. So she's going to play it with fairly quiet weight. I don't think she has to play it with that quiet a weight, but that's what she's comfortable with. So
yeah, I haven't seen her really throw any heavy weight today.
yeah.
I mean, that's usually left to the vice and the
the second
the
stone.
seconds, right?
The second stones usually throw the BBs.
Yeah.
Everybody knows when Mark Kennedy used to play for Kevin Martin, you see sparks coming off some of those.
Well, here we are, last shot, 7th. And we're into the 6th.
Yeah, everybody else is into the 7th, but like I say, that's what these girls have been about, part of an in behind. And yeah, didn't throw enough weight to really do anything with that rock. You had to throw some weight because you're moving a fair amount of granite in the house. So right idea. And you like to see them call the right shots just for the strategy of the game, but just didn't quite throw the weight to get there.
So a single.
Yep.
So Territories did their job.
6-3, like we were talking about a little earlier.
You've called that 5 minutes?
Just took a while to get there. So we see Team Quebec is, the nice shot. They had a chance to hit and lay 2 spread it across the rings. There's taking a look at this, and looks like they're going to freeze, so that end is still going on. I thought it might have been the last shot at the end. And we see we're down to 4 sheets remaining. It's 7-2 over on sheet E with Team Manitoba playing Team Ontario. And the girls are trying to make a go of it. There's lots of yellow in there. And two shots left. So Manitoba's going to get a play, and then Ontario's going to get a play, and they're into a timeout. So we have a rock up front by Team Northern Ontario, and they're trying to generate some offense, and we see that Territories just going right back in, trying to crowd, trying to play this one out. They're trying to draw the play into the rings as early as they can, make the other team play into the rings, and then try and keep her as clear as they can.
Michelle McCool shaking her head as soon as
yeah, she has a no right in her back.
No. Never know.
and I think they're trying to come around on that, but it's exposed, so you're going to see the Territories team make a play on this shot. Now that rock that's still up in front is in the free guard zone, so they can't hit the guard, but they can hit the rock in the rings because it's in the rings. So, well executed.
And we got a biter.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Yeah.
Just a sliver.
Annalee, nice weight on that. Good controlled weight. When you see them not overthrow the rocks, you do tend to stick around a bit. So nice little come around there. Ignored the rocks in the rings, and know that they to generate some points, they're going to have to just play a very patient game. Northern Ontario's going about this the right way, but
she slipped.
Blew a tire a little bit coming
Yeah.
out. Miss Savoie, but she just wants to hit one or the other. Either one of the Yellowstones will be fine. Now that's a rock with loads of rotation there. And she got the dreaded tick.
Yeah.
Tick and roll through, got nothing out of it. Yeah, it's one of those ones, if you leave it alone, maybe it curls up enough that you take off the guard, and if you sweep it, maybe it gets by, but you get caught halfway between. And we have another final, 8-2, Team Ontario, Team Manitoba, so now we have two more teams at 4-2. Keith is loving this 4-2 stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be here at 8:30, and I'll be at my shop at 8:30, and I know I'll have a 12-hour day ahead of me, so I feel bad for him, but I think I'd rather be here watching the crowd.
So we have any great sales on at the Cobbler?
Oh, well, you know, you got to do something, right?
You got to do something. That's quite a marketing department you have,
It is.
Joe.
We're right on top of that.
Right on top of it. We got a staff there just making up the signs as we speak.
Well, actually, I made them up yesterday before I came up here. So a little smoother for Marie-Claude Savoie this time, and but I think she gave that one the lucky way flip, so it's put a little sideways on her, and she slid right on through.
So the door's opening a crack for Northern Ontario.
Yeah, Kathy decided let's cap this up. We're getting a chance to get back in this, but we're still just at second stone. This is the first mate's rock at the end, so half the rock still to come. Lots can happen. So it looks like this, I take a little gander over on sheet one, and it just looks like this sheet one is just stymied the girls from Nova Scotia. They haven't gotten over the shock of laying about 7 and having Team PEI come up with a steal in that first end, and PEI is drawn here in the 7th end to lay 3, and they're up 4-3, so we may end up with that fourth team at 4-2. It doesn't matter though now. There will be a tiebreaker tomorrow.
Joe, it just doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
There will be a tiebreaker tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's funny because when we first sat down here, Keith was saying, "Boy, I do really hope there's at least one tiebreaker tomorrow."
Really?
Yeah. If he didn't say it out loud, I could hear him thinking. Now we do have a great game going over on sheet D. Team Quebec has picked up a deuce in 7, so we're coming down an 8, and all tied up. So they're going for the steal, and Team Saskatchewan trying to pull out the win. So Team Quebec and Team PEI coming on at the end of this here round robin.
Yeah, they get their swagger back.
Yes, there you go. Everybody's trying to get a bit of swag, right? And that's a fairly big outcome on that sheet. Team BC has lost, and they're 3-3. So if Team Saskatchewan loses, that would make them 3-3, and we'd be seeing another playoff.
What do you, Joe?
Well,
Joe,
yeah.
Say it ain't so.
Misery loves company, right? So, so
well, that's all right. I know I'm here. I'm doing a sheet.
You're gonna be here anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to be here anyway. So I'm not really.
Yeah.
Northern Ontario sitting 2 here.
Yeah, and a great chance to make a steal. So Kathy is going to try and seal this off. If she can come up with a steal of 2, she'd be down 1 coming home and tighten this game up a little more.
They're not going to have much time if they get to an 8th end.
No, they're down to 2 minutes 45. They'll have another rock to throw this end, and so they're going to have to step it right along. And the issue with that is when you're playing these type of games where you have to allow rocks in play, and you're playing for stuff like this, it actually makes it so that you end up playing a little slower because you have a little more to think about. So Territories is taking a timeout. And even though they have 4:47, they're making sure that they're going to give themselves lots of time in the next end. She's taking and ripping this here on her very first shot, and I'd be awfully tempted just to try and play the yellow one through or just peel it. Save this for your last, because if you miss this, you're giving the Northern Ontario team a chance to come around that center guard and lay 3. So it's they don't have a coach to talk to them about that, and I think I would be saving this for a last shot. I don't think I'd play it now. If this is missed, Kathy Jackson won't be long coming down to try to come around the whole works and really put the pressure on this Territory team.
First shot for the skip.
Yeah, they have actually
Territories
have twice as much time as the Northern Ontario team. The time's back in the clock now. So they want to hit this in the high side, and you can see the girls are on it right away. They have to keep this on the high side. They can't get off it. They're off it now, so they like the line. And a lovely shot.
Big
and
shot she's sitting skip. Shot rock.
Shot rock. Big shot made there. So prove me wrong, but
Sarah goes, there you go, Joe. What do you think of that, Joe?
Well, I wasn't, I wasn't saying she couldn't make it. I just said I would have saved it for my last one. That's all. Because if she had hit that and missed it, then she's going to be facing 3.
Here's the last shot for Kathy Jackson in this 7th end, down 6-3.
And over on sheet 1, Team PEI has picked up at least 3, maybe 4. They're going to put a stick on this, and so they're up 7-3 coming home against Team Nova Scotia. So what a flip in that game. If you had seen this start, the way it started, you thought it might not have lasted very long, but here we are.
Nice shot here by Kathy. Good sweeping. Knocked it back a bit, but
not enough
not
weight.
enough.
Not enough weight, so Team Northwest Territories is now up 7-3 with a chance to go up 8-3 with the last shot. And we have a barn burner with Quebec and Saskatchewan tied up at 4, and Quebec has one just off top 4 foot with 2 center guards.
Final shot, 7th end. Territories looking to pad their lead.
Yeah. And this win would give them top spot. Girls trying to hold that rock out there. And they're working hard on it. And it's looking pretty good. Nice draw for Sarah Schroeder.
Beautiful weight.
Yeah, got a piece of the old button.
Yeah.
And we see handshakes all around. So that's it on sheet B. It's
8-3.
8-3 for Team Northwest Territories, and that gives them first place in that pool at 5-1.
And then there were, well, there's still 2 here.
There's 2, yeah. We're coming right down to the nip and tuck on sheet D. Tied game. We're into skips rocks. Girls are talking about this. They're in a timeout with 1:59 left, and girls from the island picked up a big 3, so they're up 7-4 coming home against Team Nova Scotia. So that's team at the bottom taking on and doing well against team at the top.
And I know our 5th sheet has moved their cameras over to sheet 4D for the Quebec Saskatchewan game. So that's good to hear. So you want to see some bonus coverage, switch over there, as Quebec and Saskatchewan are all tied up at 4. Like Joe said, PEI has just picked up 3 more to go up. Is that 7-4? I can't see.
7-4.
7-3.
7-3, sorry, yeah. 7-3, 4-point lead. That one should be pretty much in the books.
So tomorrow morning, you can obviously tonight you can check our website to get the final standing results, see who is going to be playing who. But tie breaks go at 8:30 in the morning, and then we'll have a little bit of break. And the quarterfinals for men and women will be at 1:30. That's Atlantic time. Semifinals will go tomorrow evening at 6:30, and at 9 a.m. on Saturday will be Championship Saturday. 9 for our bronze and gold medal games in men's and women's. We thank you very much for tuning in tonight and watching our broadcast. Joe, thank you so much for your expertise and analytical skills.
Thank you, Keith. I enjoyed it immensely, and I hope you enjoy the weekend. I hope you've enjoyed your time in the Miramichi.
Yes, for sure. So you folks, again, thank you. This is Keith and Joe signing off for the Miramichi Curling Club at the 2018 Travelers Club Championship. Have a good night and a better weekend.
As much about life as it does about sport. Club, team, house, lead,